What is up, people, and welcome back to my Rags to Riches F1 2010 to 2014 career mode. This is the career mode where we go from one of the worst teams in F1 2010, work through the ranks and through the teams, and try and get a drive for one of the best teams in F1 2014. We're currently in the F1 2014 season, driving for, well, a pretty decent team of Ferrari. And if you have missed any of the previous episodes, go catch up with the card annotation in the top right hand corner of your screens. You will find the previous episode at the Austrian Grand Prix, which was a really good race. So if you haven't already seen it, go check it out now. And you will also find the whole entire playlist. So if you have missed any episodes from this series, they will be there. So go catch up right now. But looking at the standings after 8 rounds of this season, we're currently in third, 104 points on board, 58 points behind Lewis Hamilton, who currently leads the way. So there is a bit of a gap there between the championship leader and myself in third. But there's still a long way left to go in this season. We've started to get some pretty decent races. We've got 1 pole position, 2 race wins in the last 3 races, and we've got 4 podiums in a row at the moment. So things are looking good at the moment for us. We just need to carry on and get more consistent, not make any mistakes like we did in the Austrian Grand Prix, and try and get some more race wins and just sort of beat Lewis Hamilton. If we don't beat Lewis Hamilton or Nico Rosberg, you know, race in, race out, yeah, we're not going to really have the chance to be able to win the Drivers' Championship. So that is the goal for the rest of the season. Looking at the emails going into today's race, let's have a look at the race information for Britain. Raining in practice, but sunny for both qualifying and the race, which is good news. Teammate challenge, look at that, 4 out of 5 against Alonso, outracing him, more podiums. He's outqualified us. Not very good there, but we've got enough time to sort of catch that one up. Fastest laps is 5 to 3 as well, 104 points to 88. Race results data from Austria, if you want to look at that, go look at that now. And 4th podium of the year. What a season it has been so far. But without any further ado, let's head over to the race weekend for the British Grand Prix. One shot qualifying for the British Grand Prix as we come in towards Club and now Vale. We want to have a good lap time at my home Grand Prix. I want to be as high up the field as I possibly can. In recent races, we've been pretty good in the qualifying session. If you forget Austria, we've had not too bad qualifying sessions, but in towards turn 1, not too bad. Just lifting off the throttle a little bit, and now down in towards turn 2 and 3, and hopefully we can have a good lap time here today. So far, so good. Going purple through Sector 1 at the moment. Can we keep this up, though, through Sector 2 and Sector 3? We're just going to have to wait and see, but it's looking good for my home Grand Prix at the moment. Right then, down in towards Sector 2 split. Okay, look at that. 95 thousandths of a second at the moment separates myself and Lewis Hamilton. Who is going to come out on top here at the British Grand Prix? Running it wide in towards Stowe, but in towards Club and Vale. What sort of lap time can we put in here today? Through the left, then the right, trying our best not to lose the back end, using all the track available to us down towards the line. Is it good enough for pole position? Yes, it is. Get in as I disconnect my controller in celebration. Look at that. Nico Rosberg in the end beating Lewis Hamilton as well, but so close between us top 3. Look at that. Rosberg only 42 thousandths of a second slower than us, with Lewis Hamilton only 1/10 slower than us as well. So very close between the top 3 drivers. But it is pole position, baby, at the British Grand Prix, my home race, and I'm starting from the front of the grid with Nico Rosberg in 2nd, Lewis Hamilton 3rd, Sebastian Vettel in 4th, Daniel Ricciardo 5th, Fernando Alonso in 6th, there's Nico Hülkenberg 7th, Valtteri Bottas 8th, Felipe Massa in 9th, and Sergio Perez rounds out the top 10. Any surprises in today's qualifying session? Not really. So what can we do from pole position today? Let's find out. It's race day here at my home Grand Prix at Silverstone, and we line up in pole position for today's race. What a qualifying session that was here at the British Grand Prix. So close between the top 3 drivers, which of course is what we like to see, but even better, we like to see ourselves right at the front of that pack, leading the way in pole position. Right, race strategy for today, starting on the options, pitting for the primes on lap 6 of this 13-lap race. Teammate challenge, it is now 7-2 between the two of us in the outqualified, and hopefully we can extend our lead in the race objectives as well. Another podium today would be really nice. A race win at my home Grand Prix would be even better. But we've got to hold off those two Mercedes drivers because we know how quick they are around any circuit in 2014. 0% chance of rain, which is a bit of a surprise at the British Grand Prix, but I'll take that. Let's head down to the track and get this race underway. P1, baby, there we are at the front of the grid, lining up in pole position. There's Nico Rosberg in second and Lewis Hamilton in third. First time actually this season that Lewis Hamilton has not started on the front row of the grid. Let's just let that settle in for a bit. Lewis Hamilton has been on fire this whole season in the qualifying sessions, but it's lights out and away we go. Hardly held at the lights there for that long at all, putting it up into rich mix. Rosberg did not get off to a good start. Tell you who did get off to a good start, the Red Bull Sebastian Vettel moves up into P2, and what an incredible start it has been for Vettel. And if he, damn it, Rosberg's got past him. I was going to say, if he can stay ahead of Nico Rosberg, that could really help me extend the lead in today's race. But getting out in front is crucial, and just look at the gap that I've got at the moment to Nico Rosberg and Sebastian Vettel. Miles ahead of those guys at the moment. Now we just need to put in some good, decent lap times and make sure that we stay ahead of them. Look at that, fastest lap of the race so far. And after 4 laps, or 3 laps of this British Grand Prix, you know, we're just keeping it calm. 4.1 second lead at the moment over Nico Rosberg. Then Sebastian Vettel in, Ricciardo's in third. Then Bottas in fourth. I'm not too sure actually whether Vettel's coming to the podium, into the pits, or he's out of the race, because he was actually running in third position not that long ago. So I'm not too sure what has happened to Sebastian Vettel at the moment. But Bottas at the moment in fourth. That's a really good result for him. And then you've got my teammate of Fernando Alonso, I believe, is in fifth. So there's a bit of a train behind Daniel Ricciardo at the moment. Nico Rosberg sort of by himself like I am in P2 right now. But so far so good. 3.7 seconds now is the gap to Rosberg, mainly because I've been talking for quite a bit. So I'm going to concentrate once again, try and stay ahead of Nico Rosberg before we come into the pits. Okay, then it's time to come into the pits at today's British Grand Prix. Still got that 2.2 second lead over Nico Rosberg at the moment. We are just miles ahead of Daniel Ricciardo as well. 11.9 seconds ahead of the Red Bull driver. Rosberg staying out for one more lap as I go into the fastest lap of the race coming into the pits. Oh, that's incredible. That is absolutely incredible. 3.7 seconds stop here today. Look at that fastest lap. What a lap. Definitely didn't cut the final couple of corners out by coming into the pit lane. No, I did not. But anyway, out of the pits, whereabouts is this going to put us? Behind Valtteri Bottas and Daniel Ricciardo, and just ahead of Fernando Alonso, or is Alonso going to get me as well? There's Alonso. Alonso is just about going to come out ahead of me. I'm not too sure whether these guys have to make another pit stop or not. I think Alonso and Ricciardo and the likes of those guys will be coming into the pits on the next lap. But Ricciardo, I don't know how he's dropped off so much behind Valtteri Bottas, whether those guys were battling so much or what. I really don't know, but somehow still ahead of Lewis Hamilton and Sebastian Vettel. Not too sure where on earth those guys are at the moment in the standing orders. Hopefully we can get past Alonso and he doesn't hold me up too much, getting a sort of wider approach in towards Luffield, down in towards Woodcote and in towards Copse Corner. Hopefully we can have some nice slipstream on Fernando Alonso down in towards the old turn 1. I don't think I'm going to be close enough to go for the overtake on my teammate, which we're not, unfortunately. With that, just getting that slipstream from him, that really hurts our aerodynamics going through Copse Corner. Really struggling down towards the old turn 1, but still, you know, on the back of Fernando Alonso. Hopefully this doesn't lose me out too much time to Nico Rosberg, because if it has, then Alonso, I am going to be absolutely furious with you. As it looks like Ricciardo and Bottas going side by side down in towards Stowe. Looks like Ricciardo's got the job done on Valtteri Bottas. So Ricciardo moves up into what would be third place. Bottas and Alonso, they're all into the pits, same as Nico Rosberg. But who's going to come out on top between myself and Nico? We're just going to have to wait and see through the final corner. Down towards the line, now getting the overtake on these guys ahead of me. Where is Nico Rosberg? Gonna come out of the pit lane. Here we go, down in towards turn 1. And there we go, job done on Nico Rosberg. Moving back up into the lead of the race. And it's going to put Ricciardo in third. Bottas in fourth, I think. And then Fernando Alonso in fifth. Right then, all the pit stops are done here at this British Grand Prix. So the job from now on is just to sort of either keep the gap to Nico Rosberg or at least stay ahead of him. We want a race win at our home Grand Prix. If we can do that, then I'll be very, very happy man indeed. Final lap then here at today's British Grand Prix, and it's been quite a comfortable race here today. We've got a 2.2 second lead over Nico Rosberg at the moment. He's been my only real challenger in today's race. We've been matching each other's lap times. 2.2 seconds has been around the average of the gap that it has been between the two of us. Sometimes it will fall shorter than that. Other times it will increase a lot larger than that, to the most of, I think, like 4 seconds it has been at some points. But, you know, it's not too bad at the end of the day. 2.2 second lead over Nico Rosberg. Then we have Ricciardo in third, but he is miles off the pace at the moment. Probably about 15, 16 seconds behind me at the moment, with Fernando Alonso currently in 4th place, I believe. So, last lap, just keep it clean, get it towards the line, and not make any too major mistakes. One more sector left to go in this British Grand Prix, and we are going to be on for a home win here today. I don't think I've ever won in Rags to Riches this sequel at my home Grand Prix. I don't think we've had a race apart from at Brands Hatch. Brands Hatch, we did get a race win last season, but that doesn't really count. Although, I suppose it does count. I haven't got a race win at Silverstone before. But here we go, round the final corner. It's back on the top step. Our 3rd win of the season. Get in. What a result. Forza Ferrari, baby. Forza Ferrari, back on the top step at my home Grand Prix. And that crowd is going to be cheering my name at the end of the day. I'm so happy with that. P1, Rosberg in 2nd, and Daniel Ricciardo in 3rd. Lewis Hamilton way off the pace here today. So the championship leader not having a good race at all. As once again, I've disconnected my controller. Really got to stop doing that. I think it's my broken controller. Anyway, 1st place here today, Rosberg in 2nd, Ricciardo 3rd. Then it was Fernando Alonso who finished in 4th place. So a good day for the Ferrari team. Valtteri Bottas, good race for him, finishing in 5th, with Sebastian Vettel down in 6th place. And Lewis Hamilton down in 7th place. Not a good day for the British driver. Sergio Perez finishes in 8th, with Jenson Button 9th. Then it was Nico Hülkenberg who finished in 10th here today, getting the final championship point, with Felipe Massa and Kevin Magnussen just missing out on the points here today. Any surprises? No DNFs as well. No surprises in today's results. So let's have a look at the drivers' standings after 9 rounds in the championship. We're still 3rd in the drivers' championship, 29 points now ahead of Fernando Alonso. But look at the gap. Look at the gap to Lewis Hamilton, 39 points. 39 points is the gap at the moment to Lewis Hamilton. That's absolutely fantastic, with Nico Rosberg still not leading the Drivers' Championship, but he is now only 3 points behind Lewis Hamilton, which is good. We want those two battling as much as they possibly can, because the more those two battle, it means that we haven't just got one driver shooting off for the championship and I've got to try and battle him. If I'm trying to battle with 2 drivers, it gives me a chance, if they just keep on switching which one's on top, then I can sort of, you know, take little digs here and there to try and close in. And Fernando Alonso, to be fair to him, he isn't too far off either. 68 points off the championship lead. But at the moment, it is a Ferrari 3rd and 4th in the championship. 39 points away from Lewis Hamilton. And we could certainly catch up as we go into the halfway stage at the German Grand Prix. Right, looking at the constructors' standings then, Mercedes lead the way still. 104 points is the gap between Mercedes and Ferrari. So I think we have closed up the gap a tiny bit here today, but just not enough to really give us a solid chance of closing up in the championship, unfortunately, as Infinity Red Bull Racing drop further away from us. But that is it for today's British Grand Prix. If you have enjoyed the episode, don't forget to smash a like on the video. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already done so for daily Formula One content. And don't forget to share this video with your friends. And I'll see you next time at the German Grand Prix. But until then, it's goodbye from me.